Welcome back to MOTOBLADE, everyone. Today we are riding the 2020 beautiful, although a little bit pollen covered, Goldwing. So this is the 2020 Goldwing. It does not have the Tour pack on this model, but you can get it with one. This is what I would call, I guess, their sport model. That's what I think of it as. It's blacked out with some red accents, including red accents on the engine that look just gorgeous. And I will show that to you guys when we get to a spot up here. I'm going to pull over and I'll give you guys a detailed walk around to the bike. But we're going to go over a few different aspects of the motorcycle. If you've seen my test ride videos on my channel, you know what I look for. And we're going to start with comfort. The comfort of this, the seating position, the handlebar position. The handlebars come back to me. I'm not reaching for them. And for reference, I am 5'8" and about a 30-inch inseam and 220 pounds. I know people ask for that sometimes for reference. This bike fits me like a glove. It is a little bit tall. I have to reach a little bit for the ground when I'm at a standstill, but other than that, very comfortable. The riding position is, I could ride this all day. I could ride this for 1,000 miles non-stop. I'd be fine. The seat is comfortable. The position's comfortable. 10 out of 10 right there for me. Let's talk about the engine. I will throw the exact number of cc's this engine is up on the screen, but it's huge. It's the GL 1800 engine. I'm sure they've done some performance tweaks to it for the new 2020s. But it's insane, and you have different riding modes. And if you guys can see over here on the right hand side, we're in third gear right now. We're in Tour. We can switch that to Rain, where you get extra traction control. The engine is at its slowest. It gives you a little bit more control. You don't want to go very fast in the rain. We have economy, so if you want to get the most out of your mileage. And then we have sport mode, and sport mode just grabs and rips when you get on that throttle. So we're going to put it back in touring because I like the smoother throttle response, at least for doing these videos for you guys. We'll put it in sport again when we get up here. Downshifting, it almost sounds like I'm riding a spaceship. The engine noise is so cool. All of that engine power is being driven not by a belt, not by a chain, but of course by Honda's time-tested and proven again and again drive shaft. Someone, I'm sure, will correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but I'm pretty sure Honda's the only maker with a drive shaft, as far as I'm aware. But if I'm wrong, someone will correct me on that, I'm sure. It's a little hard to do a handling review when we're stuck at a stoplight, so we'll get to that in a second. In the meantime, I'm going to crank some tunes here. Alright, there's max volume. Let's pop the lid here. Alright, we're going to turn the audio off for a second because YouTube demonetizes and gives me all kinds of grief when I feature songs in a video, even if it's playing out of the speakers. So we've clicked it into sport mode here. Hopefully this traffic will be getting out of our way soon. If not, I will pull over and wait for a nice clear break of road. Now the seating position is so upright, it's almost like sitting in a straight back chair, and you have the handlebars pretty much in your lap, which provides you this feeling of really nice control. And I always go for the flickability test. What does it feel like I can do? Can I flick this thing over? Can I, lean it over? Can I roll it into a turn easy? Yes, not as easy as perhaps a smaller bike. I would say it's not quite as flickable as my Chieftain, and I don't mean to compare it because they are two very different bikes in a sense, but that's what I have to really compare it to the most. Here we go. There's 105. I think I hit 105 on that. And it's absolutely nuts. The power this thing has in sport mode. Absolutely nuts. Fantastic, fantastic bike. I could learn to love the handling. I could, get really good in practice with it over time, and the handling would be absolutely fine. It's just not going to lean over, like your little sport bike or even some smaller cruisers. Performance, I think that speaks for itself. You guys saw what that did. I've talked about the engine a little bit, and we've talked about comfort, so let's talk about styling and looks. I will pull over up here and show you guys what this bike really looks like, and we'll go over some of the key features that they've done in the redesign. Now, they redesigned the Gold Wings, I think starting in like 2017 or 2018. Up to that point, they were kind of the standard 2000s look of, you know, it's kind of what's become iconic for a Goldwing look. So they've really redesigned them in the past couple years. I never really thought about it, never really was interested in one until I saw a review on YouTube and I saw the performance this thing has, like I just showed you guys, with the speed and the power. And that kind of made me a believer. And now my dad is looking at getting one of these so he can ride with me. And I'm very impressed. I'm just impressed all the way around with this piece of machinery. It's incredible. Unfortunately, I think I have gone somewhere where there are no decent turnarounds, which sucks. Another nice little feature to mention about the Gold Wings, you know, they've got all kinds of buttons and switches, and they're just fully loaded pieces of equipment. Some of them do have a reverse. Also, it's not off of the engine. It's usually a separate own little electric motor that you, once you're in neutral, you fire the electric motor over here and it backs you up at like 1 or 2 miles an hour. Because they are bigger bikes, and so that's nice, and they know who they're catering to, an older audience who might not have the strength or, you know, just doesn't want to have to push the bike backwards into a parking space. However, I do not see a button for that on this bike. Normally on the older Goldwings, they had a button here on the right hand side. You'd push that and it would start in reverse. I do not see that anywhere right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. But some of them do have reverse, just so you know. This one may have it, I just do not see it anywhere. It does have heated grips. They have got heated grips on here. I don't know about a heated seat. I don't see a button for that. But I'm sure you can get a heated seat, and everybody probably makes it. Mustang's probably got a nice heated seat, but it does have heated grips, which I almost prefer heated grips over a heated seat, because my butt can stay pretty warm near an engine, but in the wintertime when you're riding and your hands are out here exposed on the sides of the bike, your hands can get frozen. So having heated grips is a really nice feature. I gotta pop the lid open on my helmet here. Hopefully that doesn't make the audio too bad. It is hot here in Vermont today. Oh, mama, it was like 90 degrees, which is not normal for us. Not normal at all. I mean, our highs up here are usually in the 70s in the summer at the max. It's just been a hot couple of days. Alright, we're gonna give you guys a quick walk around the bike here. Oh, that is a gorgeous bike. The red brushed or anodized aluminum accents looks so good. This bike does have ABS. You can see the ABS ring here, so we've got ABS up front. I don't know if they're Brembo or Nissan brakes. Honda usually goes with Nissan, but they could be Brembos in this case. I will have to see if I can find that out. If I do find it out, I'll put the info up on the screen for you guys. Of course, here's that big, massive 6-cylinder power plant up here driving the shaft, transmission, all the way back to our rear wheel for all that beautiful, beautiful power this bike can generate. Rear styled saddlebags, they kind of have an angular look to them now versus the old rounded saddlebags the Gold Wings used to have. Everything's much more angular. It feels more like a starship. The pipes are very cool. I'm a huge fan of the pipes on the new Gold Wing. Coming off of the right side, it's a little easier to see. You can see those 3 pipes coming back into one very sleek black pipe, and there's a crossover underneath for left side. You have flip down passenger floorboards, standard, and pegs for the driver. You can also get a tour pack on here for the trunk, and in here we've got a small compartment for our key fob. All bikes have pretty much moved to that fob system now. Just a fantastic looking piece of equipment. I mean, Honda absolutely knocked it out of the park on this bike. Even in touring mode, this bike gets after it. Let's go back into sport mode here. Sport mode, you do definitely feel a lot more acceleration. So let's talk brass tacks here. What do I think about this bike? Is it worth it? And what's the price and all that good stuff? I think this bike is incredible. I've never thought about a Goldwing for myself, but you know, I don't think there's anything that I would trade my Chieftain in for, but this might be the closest that anything has come to it yet. That says something. If you know me, you know how much I love my Indian Chieftain, but this is a fantastic bike. It's well built. You have a lot of great features. I like having an infotainment system, or whatever you want to call these things, in front of us here with navigation and music, especially music. It just makes longer rides a lot more enjoyable. And that was a huge pothole back there, and barely felt it. I mean, I know I moved up and down on the bike a lot, and it might look pretty bad in the video, but super comfortable. The suspension is fantastic. I wasn't meaning to do a suspension test like that, but man, it handles potholes like a dream. There's 100 again. Wow. I gotta calm myself down here a little bit. Getting too happy with that throttle. Man, it's a fast bike. Okay, so is it worth it? Absolutely. This model comes in around 23,000, I believe. I will put exact numbers for everything up on the screen because it's just a pain in the butt to keep all that straight in my head while I'm riding. If you want the touring model with the tour pack on the back, I believe that comes in closer to 30. So these are definitely high-priced machines. Is that money worth it? I can't speak for everyone, but for me personally, 23,000 for this. I paid a little bit more than that for the Chieftain. I would say, yeah. Personally, I think it's worth it. This is a fantastic bike. And again, the only thing that's made me consider, you know, it's a plausible replacement to the Chieftain as a touring bike. It's really great. I mean, I've been doing highway speeds or above here. I don't get a lot of wind because the windshield is really well done. It's got the motorized windshield, which I haven't seen anywhere else yet other than my Chieftain. I would say the screen system is almost simple. That's interesting. I don't know if you guys can see it very well in the video, but it's got a view of the globe there. I think that's zoomed out maybe just a little too far. You guys can see that there. It's got a picture of the globe and which way I'm pointed up here in Vermont. That's going to be kind of difficult to see my next turn, and I'm not sure how to zoom that in right now. But it's got navigation, it's got music, it's got saddlebags for hauling your crap around. It's a great performance bagger. Touring bike, you would probably definitely need the tour pack, give you that extra storage and make it a lot more comfortable for a passenger. But for a performance vehicle and a bagger, this thing is amazing. That's going to be my word to sum this up. The Honda Goldwing, the 2020 Goldwing, is amazing. Is it worth it? In my opinion, if you had the money, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. So I hope that helps you guys out. If you've ridden one of these, or you have an older Goldwing, or if you just are thinking about getting a Goldwing, let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Big red button down there, you can't miss it. Click the bell icon next to it. That'll give you guys notifications when there are new videos to watch right here on MotoBlade. I do test ride videos, motorcycle how-to videos, maintenance videos, and even a few flying aviation videos. So please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And until next time, you guys know what to do. Ride safe, ride on. I will catch all of you later. Deuces!